promised you a conversation with Dr. Thabi Leoka. The Business Day is reporting this morning that this celebrated economist and business person has been caught up in a scandal over misrepresentation of qualifications, right? They are reporting that they have it on good authority that Leoka, who serves on the boards of several companies, including Anglo-American Platinum and MTNSA, actually does not hold a PhD in economics from the London School of Economics, as she claims. Remember, she has actually held various positions, even in government. President Cyril Ramaphosa in 2019 appointed her to the Presidential Economic Advisory Council. The same year, he appointed her to the Commission of Inquiry into the Public Investment Corporation. She was appointed by the Finance Minister to review even the zero-rated products in order to support the poor and vulnerable in the country after the increase in VAT. So she joins us now on the line just to set the record straight. Thabi, thank you for making time for us. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for staying up. You're in New York, and it's about, about 2 a.m. or so now?
20 past 2 in the morning.
Let's get straight into it. Have you misrepresented your qualifications?
Thanks for the question, and the answer is a straight no. Clement, what happened is that a journalist initially this started in December, a journalist from the Daily Maverick who was approached by someone who obviously seems to have a personal vendetta, contacted me with various questions, including my qualifications. After I sent them information and data, and they did their own investigations, they then ended up not writing the article. And then, so I thought that was it. The story is dead. But obviously the person who then gave the story initially to the Daily Maverick was not happy that the story wasn't published, then went to the Business Day. The Business Day contacted me yesterday, but because of the 7-hour time difference, I only saw the message in South Africa time 3 p.m. and I was told to respond before the end of the day. And so my response was, I was surprised, but also I was told by my lawyer that what typically happens in these situations is that someone will merchandise the story. So if a publication or newspaper doesn't want to publicize the article, then that person will go somewhere else until they find joy in their mission.
Okay.
And that is having that story publicized.
Okay.
And so that seems to be what has happened. Now the question is, I saw the headline and which is false. The reason why I left Remgro, and the right word is I opted not to be renominated, was for health issues. And that's why in the SENS report it says that for personal reasons. There was no firing. I think most people would not like to discuss their ailments publicly, but I'll do so for the benefit of this interview.
Mm-hmm.
I have glaucoma and I have degenerative glaucoma. And so that's why I'm in the US to seek medical intervention here. And because of that, that's why I opted not to be renominated. And Remgro did ask for me to stay on, and I then said, I think it's best not to at this stage.
I'm really sorry to hear about that condition. I wish that you will be fine and get the right medical intervention. So to be clear then, you insist that you hold a PhD in economics from the London School of Economics, right?
Absolutely.
The Business Day is reporting that they contacted a spokesperson of the university who says that, and I'm going to quote here, "We have checked our files and can find no record of Thabi Leoka being awarded a PhD from LSE." How do you explain that?
So what happens is that they would generally call the school registrar, because I did the same. when I was asked by initially Daily Maverick. And they would say, we're looking for, let's say, as an example, to verify John Smith. And the university would check for John Smith in economics and they wouldn't find John Smith. But actually, I did economics, economic history and economics. And they didn't use my full name. So that person would be John Smith Williams. And without using the right names, the school wouldn't then verify or confirm a name that is incomplete or the name that is not in their system. Again, this is why it's always helpful when you are contacted before a story is written, and so that you can also assist, which is what happened with the Daily Maverick. That's really what happened.
So what names should we ask for then? So let's say I want to check with the London School of Economics if you do indeed hold a PhD from the school. What names do I check with?
Yeah, so the names I changed my names, and I can give them to you offline. But I did change my name.
Okay.
With Home Affairs.
Did you contact the university to check why they would tell the newspaper that they have no record of you, and what did they tell you? And upon receiving their correspondence, did you send it to the Business Day to confirm to the Business Day that, look, this institution that told you this has actually confirmed that I am, in fact, a recipient of this qualification?
Remember that I didn't have time with the Business Day, but I did with the Daily Maverick, because they had asked me. So they took their time. They had asked me, and so then I said, look, you'd have to, this is, go to the school. This is how to verify. I guess that's what they did, and they are investigative journalists. Whereas with Business Day, I don't know what they did and what name they used, etc. But I did ask the school. But if you think about it, the school is given Mary Jane to verify, they would verify Mary Jane.
Did you drop the doctor from any of your social media accounts? Because there are people suggesting that that's what you have done when you realized that, in fact, there were news that were coming out around the possibility that you may have misrepresented your qualifications. Do you have in any of your social media accounts where you called yourself?
I've never dropped. No, I've never. It's not a. So it's it's a professional title, but I've never used it. I've always used my name and surname in social media.
Oh, so you've never had PhD on any of your accounts?
Twitter's always been my name and last name.
If the Business Day has gotten it wrong, as you suggest, what recourse do you have? Will you be responding legally?
Definitely responding legally. I think that this is tarnishing on someone's personality, and and has implications on their professional life. And it's an unfortunate story. It's a story that is run on the front page, I believe. I haven't seen it yet, and it's tarnishing, I guess.
So you will be taking action against the Business Day?
Definitely taking legal action. Yeah.
Okay. Will this have any implications? And I'm talking now about the condition that you have, because you've decided not to return to Remgro and stay there because of this, glaucoma that you're trying to seek medical intervention for in the US. Will that have implications for, say, Anglo American Platinum at MTNSA?
Well, no, because this happened. The degenerative aspect of it happened recently, so it's something that I need to deal with now. It's almost like I just need to stabilize it, and I have surgery tomorrow, and so once that is done, then I can continue with my life. But it is the one eye. I still have another eye, but I wouldn't want to. At that time when I found out. In December, I didn't know the status. I didn't know what was going to happen, the health of my eye, etc.
Yeah. So obviously, Thabi, you have, worked. I mentioned the kind of work that you've done, having been appointed by the president. You hold several positions in these big companies. When a story like this breaks, I mean, that can even ruffle the markets where you are involved in the organizations. That can have implications for your own career as well. So to put this to bed, what will you be doing to assure, and not only those companies, because if this is a qualification you hold, I'm sure they've done their due diligence, but to assure the public that in fact this is a qualification that you have, will you be, I don't know, releasing something, some proof of the qualification so that the broader
Yes, I
public can see
but
that?
it's also all will be in the legal documents.
Okay. So
Yeah, and remember that, just to remember that any boards and stuff, there's a vetting process, and so again, I'm not as worried because I've been through that, but it is what it is.
well, thank you so much for making time for us, Thabi Leoka. I appreciate it. Thank you for staying
It's a
up to have
pleasure.
a chat.
Thank you for your time, and also for giving me the opportunity to respond.
No worries. I appreciate you making time for us.